Welcome to Isis in the Bible, the summer gathering, week number 3, Babel. The question for today is, what does Babel mean to you? Is it confusion or calling? Noise or a chance to rediscover the sacred sound of the spirit? Today we open up the space to reflect on how the ba, soul, and the bel, sound, were under the illusion of separation, how our voices became divided, and how we are being called to return to unity through the divine infinite vibration called love. Let's gather in one love to remember we are all connected with the invisible string, the ether, which is pure unconditional love. Had a few people tell me about, hey, my Uncle Terry and Rev Cat said, there's 2 meteor showers happening and they're going to peak on July 29th and 30th. So I went to take a look. So just quickly, on the night of 29th and 30th, 2 meteor showers, the Delta Aquarids and the Alpha Capricornids, Aquarius and Capricorn, reached their peak at the same time. This rare overlap creates a vivid display of showing illuminations and swift streaks across the sky. It's a harmonic field event as Aquarius and Capricorn discharge light in response to the sun alignment with the Beehive Cluster. So you can't see this if you're using astrology where you don't look to the sky, and the Beehive Cluster is very important. So know that this is a yearly event, and where does this energy stem from? Well, the answer may be on the Egyptian walls. If anybody has insights, I'd love to hear them. So here's why we see Capricorn, which is the polar opposite of Cancer, the Beehive Cluster. Synchronistically, a sister just reached out who was stung 3 times by a bee. And guess who was at play in her chart? In her natal chart. You guessed it, the Beehive Cluster. So in essence, Cancer is the water gate, nourishing portal of reincarnation and field reset. You are what you eat, okay? So I'm going to jump in here. So Cancer is the stomach. A lot of people got stomach problems right now. Depending on your chart, it's the spleen and it's the breasts, okay? Cancer is your aura. You are what you eat. It's a nourishing portal. So when we have these going through the sky, all these meteor showers, it's actually beautiful energy. And the people that are called to see it, it's in a beautiful way. So the sun is exactly aligned Precipice, which is called the Beehive Cluster. All right, so it's beautiful because this is all about being nourished. So July 29th and 30th, give yourself a hug. Let the mother of all mothers love imbue you. Feel it. So that's right across from Capricorn. Now, I don't understand why it's coming from Aquarius and Capricorn, because it was right across from Capricorn. But hey, whatever it is, right? So I got some milk and honey here. So the cosmic cradle, known across cultures as the womb, okay, the manger, that's what Cancer stands for, milk gate, ancestral convergence or field node of nourishment. It is a field alignment of spiritual milk and honey. You are what you eat, what you put out, and what you allow in. That's what makes you. And so we talked about that. So it's kind of related, right? Because the aura and the babble and the noise, what we allow in and what we don't ask for forgiveness for, is what's going to keep our waters alive with that memory. So again, just a friendly reminder, for 9 months, these worlds are going to collide. And I would love to hear from anybody what they've felt, because they really are. They really, truly are. But especially on July the 20th, because on July the 20th, the moon aligned Uranus and aligned Alcyone, which again is that fractal of all worlds aligning. And I've had several examples of, wow, it's so happening. All I can say is, wow, so many alignments in my worlds are people's past and present. What does this mean? Special people are reaching out, re-entering into our community, and we have 9 months of this. And remember, Eris, Isis, aka Madonna, stays with us in our crown for another 112 years. This isn't going away. The cleansings will continue until the morale improves. Okay, they're just cleansing waves. So Babel, the Tanakh's metaphysical teaching, in a nutshell, or nutshell, I hope you got that one, Lex. How about that one? The nutshell. This is a metaphysical interpretation from the Tanakh. The city of man's pride is a place of confusion and scattering. So when we're proud of the noise we made, that's the story of the fall of Babylon, because now love's here and we all get guided to the truth. There is really only one truth. There is. It's love and the wisdom leading to it, and that we are infinite and we create the waters that we get born into. So we got to make sure we get out of victim mode, because you are gods and goddesses creating it all. So the Ba plus the Bel, a metaphysical split. The Ba is the Egyptian Ba, is the soul, the aspect of spirit that is individual, mobile, and capable of traveling between realms, like dreams, death, and astral. Ba is the breath or soul that carries consciousness through dimensions. The Bel, like many people said, Bell is a vibration, a sound, a calling. A bell summons attention, marks transitions, birth, death, ritual, and can disperse or unify frequency fields. Bells also encode frequencies, so bell may symbolize the pureness or distortion from the soul signal of Ba, but the soul signal is love, and that will always clear those frequencies. So Babel isn't just a place, it's a condition. When the Ba, soul, forgets its harmony and follows the call of the Bel, external frequency, confusion, Babel begins. So when we don't understand our soul purpose, love, and all the noise around us is confusing, but when we still the noise, the Bel comes to a tone of remembrance and the soul reawakens in its unity. But how do you do that? It's the forgiveness process, because it's your noise. We're all one. We know we're all one. We're all connected, so it can't be somebody else. We're just reflecting each other's waters, and we have to start doing it in a beautiful way instead of a not beautiful way. I won't go through this, but I'm just showing up here. Here's what Ba and Ka basically mean. So on the Egyptian walls, it's the bird-headed that carries the alpha, the 0 and the 1, and there's the other 1, the Trinity, the Ba and the Ka. The reason why I stick with this one that's on the Egyptian walls is because when you look at the alpha beta, the alpha is at the rise and it connects to the B, A and the B. On the opposite side, the K is the cleave, and the cleave's the alpha from the 1, and you get the O. So you get the alpha and the omega. And the K is that which cleaves that apart. So you go to the underworld. So that's why I stick with this. But again, it doesn't really matter, because it's potato, it's spirit and matter. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Babel witchcraft. The Babel ringing your bell with the untruth about witchcraft. Let's talk about that. You all remember Bewitched? So many synchronicities in those episodes. I just finished going through 8 seasons about the truth of what love can provide you with, that of wisdom. Remember Serena, Samantha's cousin? Brady. So you remember Serena, Samantha's cousin? Well, Elizabeth Montgomery did that part. She played both parts, the mirror, right? So it's another deep metaphysical message. They mirrored her in the videos. She played both Marys, the spiritual good one and the partying, tempting one. Well, look at the symbol on her face. She's carrying Eris, the Black Witch, Virgin Mary, Isis. So this is the loved one. Remember, the black is what purifies the white, because when we're in the light, when we're in manifest, right? When we're in this embodiment, The white represents where the noise is at. The black is the pure that purifies you. And that's why Isis, they carried her on her cheek. Now, she's had many symbols there. This is, by the way, if anybody want to look up this scene, this is Bewitched, season 8, episode 17, Serena's Witchcraft. She was going after a rich guy. So this is all beautiful. Witchcraft, when you start seeing things and feeling things and start moving the waters in your own way, people are going to call that witchcraft. It's not, it's love. You part your own waters, your own noise with love, and that's what they were doing. So didn't they, when they're popping in and out, right? They can go, bing, and they pop in and out of existence, right? What's happening when we're on Zoom? People pop in, they pop out. It's no different. It's all energy, right? Spirit is always joined with matter, always. Technology is but our training wheels of what we are about to remember using our minds in lieu of technology. We're going to be able to do this all with our minds again. That's what we had in the Aryan age before we fell into the Piscean age, into the third eye blind age. So synchronistically, Salem witch trials comes up for me. So I thought, let me go look into that. This is another Elizabeth Montgomery. I did her chart. It's pretty fascinating. But this is Elizabeth Paris, or Betty Paris. She was a young girl living in Salem Village, Massachusetts. She began experiencing sudden fits, disturbances described as contorting her body, unusual vocalizations and visions, which were interpreted by her Puritan community as evidence of witchcraft. These episodes reflected the social and spiritual tensions of the time rather than supernatural causes. It's her own noises in her body that wants to clear from previous lifetimes. But it's happening to a child, so it can't be them. They couldn't have done it to themselves from a previous life, but that is the truth, and I'm going to show you that when I jump into her chart. So her natal astrology chart reflects this and sets the stage for what became known as the Salem witch trial, a complete, utter ignorance, aka agnosis, leading to an incorrect diagnosis. This is her natal chart. So she had Hygeia, the goddess, the Kundalini, and I've had Kundalini cleanses on a new moon. She would have had major Kundalini cleanses that would have contorted her body, could have did all sorts of things. And where's that in? Scorpio. Where's Scorpio cross from? Taurus, the throat. Okay? So if she's vocalizing things, it's all because of this. Not only that, next to the north and south nodes in eclipse position, you have Saturn, Jupiter, and Neptune. And there's the energy that will contort her body and give her all sorts of things. And this is not Lilith, because they use a different symbol. This is Black Moon, which gives deep, very, very deep spiritual signs. So this girl has all the makings of doing everything what happened to her 100%. And it would be based on her past life. We're not judging them. We got to teach them. Well, she needed to do some forgiveness process with their parents, with their grandparents, and the people that come in to try to do something as third party need to just back away, because they are misdiagnosing them in diagnosis. On December 20th, when she was going through all these, during that time frame, there you go. There's a north node transiting the Black Moon, Neptune, and her south node. So all that time frame, when she's going through the whole witch trials, she is being induced by her own Babel waters from the past. This is how we realize who we really are. Saturn, Father Time, which we know is in her chart, in that same location, is where? Saturn is transiting her new moon and her Kundalini cleanse, contortion her body. So it's all there, folks. We're giving diagnosis and we're judging people in the wrong way. We should be giving them therapy, saying, hey, this whole family needs to start asking each other for forgiveness, because they're in a Hatfields and a McCoys. They're in a boxing match with each other. So going and hanging somebody or doing something is just perpetuating it, because you don't understand. You don't know the truth. The truth shall set you free. So we're supposed to learn from these. Okay. So you've heard us say there's no such thing as a virus, that it's a process, an alchemical cleanse. You've seen us prove to you time and time again that these are all cleansings and loving inductions to rid of the muddy, immortal memories in our waters. love is always the answer, right? So the 7 scorpions of Isis, this is the symbol of the caduceus, which is Hygeia, right? Which we just showed you it was in her chart. And we know when we do loving thoughts that our waters are always going to be crystal clear, and that's what purifies it. So we can't let those old memories stay in our body, because when that next alignment comes, it's going to affect us. We're going to feel the resistance. Love can't make it through unless it's crystallized. And when it's crystallized, crystal clear, then we vibrate with that beautiful goosebump essences, right? So we're going to end with this slide of truth. To ring your ba-bel of truth one more time, to sift through the noise, the untruth in the waters, we will always bring this loving, energetic truth. Only love can get you to see. This slide reveals the energetic and astrological roots of the 19th century diphtheria wave, interpreting it not as a random outbreak, but as a regenerative wave of light, a karmic healing cycle, reflective collective disconnection from the voice of truth. The chart illustrates a peak in diphtheria mortality around the 1880s, and I'll jump into the chart in a second, followed by a steady decline, aligning precisely with Pluto's entrance into Taurus and Neptune's arrival, aligning with Pluto at the peak, both transiting in the sign of the throat, Taurus. So Pluto, as the regenerative father, god, dog force, initiated a purging of false speech and misuse of the voice, ba-bel. While Neptune, the energetic dissolver, further cleared illusions surrounding diagnosis, because it just shows that it's all in alignment. And diagnosis, as you know, is not knowing. Now remember, a dog will bark so much that it'll lose its voice. Why? He's trying to tell you about his owner. The dog is mimicking, saying, because dog is God, right? When you flip dog and God, dog, God. So he's mimicking the God that is his master, right? And so if that dog's barking like crazy, he's telling you that, hey, this God doesn't get it. And he'll lose his voice over it. So the oblique reference to Babel invites a deeper reflection on the misuse of spiritual voice and misalignment of divine communication. These celestial alignments mark the collective spiritual reckoning in truth and voice, vocal expression. Echoed in the synchronized drop in mortality, the bell tolls as a metaphor for awakening through love and resonance rather than lack of bravery and misdiagnosis. So this chart here comes from a study. Okay, this is the study here. I won't read it. If anybody who ever wanted to go look into that. So this chart will show you that Pluto came into Taurus, which is the throat. And it's across from Scorpio, that which has desires and mistruths and all that good stuff. In 1874, Pluto came into Taurus and left in 1905. All right. Well, here it is. Look at that. In the 1880s, it was way up high, diphtheria. It peaked exactly when Hygeia and Neptune were aligned with Pluto, and you get this nice peak, energy, cleansings, just like for Elizabeth in the Salem witch trials, right? And then here it is, Pluto exited Taurus in 1905, and look, at 1905, it's basically gone. When did they come out with the vaccine? In the 1920s. Well, it's already gone, so of course the astrologers are going to sell you something that's not going to do anything anyway, because it's gone already. It's over. So vaccines are only placebo to make you feel good. So I don't care if you take it or not. It's not going to do anything to you. Whether you take it or not doesn't do anything to you. Only thing it's doing is, if you're in fear of taking it, it's going to do something to you. If you're taking it because you're told to, but you really don't want to, that might do something to you because you're not knowing who you are. You don't need it. So this is the truth. So this is part of Babel, right? The noise, the confusion out there. But if you look to the stars, they always have the answer. And that's all we have for today.